On this episode of Casual Fun, we got a nice replay between me and Keon, or our Keon, the ever chosen. I was playing as Tomb Kings, he has High Elves. In my mind, I can't not pick big, cheesy looking monsters, so when it comes to lords, I always have to pick the cheesiest lord I can do, so of course I put Cetra on a big monster. I picked another Dwarf Sphinx just to I like the duo. I like having a nice 1-2 punch so that the enemy doesn't know which one to go for. Brought just a bunch of meat shield army. Brought some Ushopti. In the back, I like to keep my halberd cavalry just in case he has some large, or to get my most mobile kind of I can go left or right depending on how he sets up his army, and then just kind of wait to see what he brings and pick my shots. So, what'd you try to do, Keon?
Well, I'd be lying if I didn't say I brought a couple units of these war lions into the backside. I brought them specifically for the reason of making that joke into this army. No, but to be honest, I didn't really want to confront the Monster Mash game with you because the Tomb Kings have a big plus where their units don't rout. They have crumbling, but they do have healing mechanics. So I figured I'm going to try to beat your infantry on the infantry front and see if I can use my mobility to be able to take down your monsters and single things out to abuse that crumbling mechanic one way or another. But nonetheless, you guys are in for a really, really good game between the two of us.
All right, Keon, you ready for a nice 3, 2, 1, go?
Let's do it.
Go. Boom.
The most exciting part was recognizing that I'm about to lose probably the army, the unit in my army that was most important, because Burke, as he always does, brings at least one unit that just boils my soul. In this case, the Casket of Souls, and he put it directly on the target that I wanted to keep alive the very most.
So what's special about these archers, Keon? Besides the fact they wear really lame green robes.
They do fire damage, right? And they also commit fire weakness on enemies. And I brought King of the Flame on Teclis. So Teclis actually, every time you cast a spell, it buffs off the fire damage of your army. So as the battle would go on and on and on, I was really hoping these units would just put absolute beef into your big constructs. But you pressed the Control-Alt-Delete button a little bit sooner than I was hoping you would.
Because you got Top Gun over here trying every single 2 seconds to redirect Teclis to avoid all of my missile fire that you just completely ignored your army.
You said try to avoid all your missile fire. I did avoid your missile fire. 360 no scoping Burke is something that I'm quite famous for.
I was about to say, does he have some ability? Because it seems like every single missile shot that comes towards him literally just explodes in a different direction.
I play at 100 FPS, 100 frames per second, Burke. I calculated the trajectory of every single one of these incoming arrows. So, except for these and those ones.
All right. So, is there some sort of buff you're just completely ignoring to tell me?
For what?
Teclis?
No, dude, that's all my skill.
All your skill?
All my skill. Okay, 15% missile resist, 15%. That's not that big of a deal. The other bit of that was just, my raw skill. But when these front lines hit, I really realized that I didn't have a quick way to get into your back line, and that made me a little bit worried.
Yeah, I kept my my Cobras in the back, so I was your Lions are gonna be lying about what they've been doing. I was waiting for you to just charge through the holes in my army, and I just realized you weren't. So I was like, all right, I gotta go take care of his archers eventually.
Only one lion joke per video, Burke. That was a legal contract that we did sign. But nonetheless, I really needed to find a way to get these units into the background. So as you see on your side flank here with that unit of Spearmen, I really wanted to overwhelm it. That way I can just get a hole to punch and find my way back to these Casket of Souls and Ushopti, which have done absolutely tremendous amount of damage.
Yeah, I don't want to dog you with any more really bad jokes, but the thing I feel like new players or people unfamiliar with the update forget is that everyone thinks dogs just go for the cheap, really low level units, but I guess the Lions are built to really just have more of a punch, so you can throw them at infantry and they're going to win. They're not just going to crumble like most dogs do.
You really did use these Necro Knights with halberds really, really well on the right side there. Did a lot of damage to Teclis. And with that Potion of Shiroi, I have some ability to keep him healing and healthy, but I had to get him out of there, and I was just rapidly trying to focus frantically on getting to your backline. As you can see, I do have some units on your Casket of Souls, but you already have your two War Sphinxes on me again. You're always on my tail.
Yeah. Come on. You said one pun. We can't. We got to go 9 at this point. 9 lives for our nice big cats, or even 18 because we got 2 of them.
That would be catastrophic. No, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Yeah, the problem too, the Necro Knights have 110 armor, and since the archers have good range but low AP, they just completely themselves destroyed, I think, 3 units on that back line. I just had to ignore them and focus my attention back onto your Shopti and Casket of Souls.
Right.
Techless, I didn't bring any really offensive magic. I just kind of brought buffs and debuffs, so I didn't have a great way to nuke any of your units, but I was really happy to see how resilient these Silver and Guard were in that front line.
Oh my god, they just weren't going away. Because I feel like I just was like, okay, there's a bunch of... I know there's something special about them, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, they got good stats, but they also have that magic resistance, which isn't huge in this matchup, but it means any sort of offensive magic that you put on them really gets nullified. So they stick around for a long time, and they took a while to get through the Skeleton Warriors, but they kept pretty healthy, over 50%, so they keep that martial prowess, which means that when I go to your big monsters, I don't have to worry about healing them too much.
Right, because the High Elves ability, basically if you're... Is it the army over 50% or the unit over 50%?
Just the unit, each individual unit.
Okay. Yeah, right here is just like, oh, he's targeting my cats. I gotta do something about this.
It was sort of frustrating having to split up my War Lions constantly, but I was really worried that you were going to cast something on them and just goon them out, and they're really the only mobility I have left other than Techless, so yeah. I did everything I could to keep them alive.
Well, right here, I didn't realize you moved them. I thought like they'd actually been like routed off. So it's like, oh, great, my artillery and my Usoft here in the clear, and then you just brought them right back.
This is what I was worried about, is leaving those 2 units alone, even just for a little bit. They like destroy my routing units and just keep everything pinned down, and I just had to send the cats back in.
Yeah.
Cats don't need bones, though, do they, Burke? They seem pretty happy to feast on you guys, but I have to say, I think they're a little bit disappointed that you guys didn't bring any meat to the party.
Yeah, that's what happens when you play Skeleton Boys.
Also, this match had to be under 10 minutes because the High Elves did not have any sunblock. And as you guys can see, this is a very deserty map, so this had to end quick.
Keon, your way is just way too impressive sometimes.
I am in tremendous pain, Burke. The jokes keep me going day by day.
Yeah. It's weird. You have amazing jokes when we're just literally playing games. I think it's because you're so much better than the rest of us that we're really trying to focus on the game, and then it's just like, boom, here's a lefty out of nowhere.
I went pretty sweaty in this game. I really tried hard. This keep away game was impressive from both of us, but those Necro Knights, when they were coming back in, I was actually a little bit worried that you'd be able to terrify everything left in this blob here.
At this point, that was the goal. I was like, my monsters are gone. I've got like 3 units left. I need something good to happen.
Yeah, as good as Silver and Guard are, they don't have the greatest AP values, and everything you have is just juiced with armor.
They do. They're anti-large because they're spears, though.
That's true. So they do get hits off. But as you can see here, Techless trying to make escape on the chicken, but my goodness, did you not make it easy?
No, I was thinking like if I could catch the chicken, then maybe the rest of the army would just kind of like tear her out. But you do have that noble keeping up the leadership in the pack.
I think he did a great job, honestly. Only 7 kills on him right now, but just focusing on the large units. And like you said, just keeping things fighting was kind of the name of the game there. And this is it. Techless, he's not the best, 1v1 duelist lord, but with the Protion of Shiroi and the damage resistance that you can get, it's pretty safe to bring him to melee combat, even with someone as strong as Cetra.
He's like the annoying little brother that can only get a few punches in once the big brother is under control.
But somehow he went to Grandpa's closet and found the brass knuckles from World War II, and he packs a bit more of a punch than you're expecting.
Right. Like, really gets you the left hook out of nowhere.
I didn't even see that you put the Ashopti down here, the Ashopti summon.
Yeah. It's a little too late, though. I forgot about it and then realized I had it and was trying to wait for Techless just to land and kind of get a little too comfortable in the blob, and then I just kind of wanted to surround him, but without all my knights, I had no way to really just keep him pinned.
The big mistake there. Shop to your doggos. This was a cat fight.